Tell her the truth.
But Genie, I wish to become a prince. Are you telling me that's not the truth? Hey, welcome everybody. So I was watching Aladdin and its subsequent sequels with my family recently, and man, that movie brings up a lot of questions. The biggest of which for me, personally, was how is Aladdin not a prince? He wished, with his very first wish, to become a prince. But then later on, he's revealed to just be a street rat? How does that work? So I started watching with an eye to try and figure out, is Aladdin actually a prince? Or does Genie owe him a wish? And I believe at the moment when Aladdin wished to become a prince, he actually became one. And today I'm going to explain to you why.
Genie, I wish for you to make me a prince.
So in the movie, Genie lays out the groundwork for the rules around a wish. And he says there are 3 rules. He can't make anyone fall in love with anyone else. He can't kill anyone. And he can't bring people back from the dead. Now, he also says ex-nay on the wishing for more wishes. So really there's 4 rules. The thing is, he lays out these are the restrictions of a genie when granting wishes. Well, nowhere in there does it say you can't make someone a prince. In fact, when Aladdin asks if he can become a prince, Genie brings out that cookbook of spells. And he's flipping through there to try and figure out if this is something that can be done. And he finds one for to make a prince. He has Aladdin say the magic words. Aladdin wishes to become a prince, and Genie starts his magic. Now the thing is, this wish doesn't break any rules. It follows the rules of a genie. But he doesn't wish to be like a prince. He doesn't wish to just look like a prince. He wishes to be made into a prince. Well, Genie has phenomenal cosmic powers, but I don't believe he has phenomenal cosmic knowledge of all that is. He clearly knows more than the other people. With some of the jokes he makes, they're a bit out of time. But he doesn't seem to know everything that's going on all over around him. He's surprised at different times throughout the movie. So his lack of awareness of everything that happens, it's possible the genie doesn't even know the extent of his own magic. And at that point, the spell he's casting, the magic he's using, is to make Aladdin a prince. Now Genie does his best to try and make Aladdin, or Prince Ali Ababwa, look like a prince in every way. He gives him the outfit, he gives him the transportation, he has a whole parade going through Agrabah. Genie is trying to do everything he can to give the appearance that Aladdin is a prince. But I think there's more to it. So the question has to be asked, what makes someone a prince? Well, one way you can become a prince is to be one of the next successors in line for a king role. If your parent or someone close by in your direct lineage is a king or a queen, you can gain the label of a prince because you are in their direct lineage to that throne. To be a king, you have to be able to have a group of people and an area that you are in charge of, that you are the monarch, the figurehead, the ruler of that area. So one way that Aladdin can become a prince in that moment is for him to be in line for succession of some kingship. The thing is, we find out later that his father is the king of thieves. In the 3rd Aladdin movie, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, we meet Aladdin's father, Nazim, and we find out that he is the king of the 40 thieves. They label him as the King of Thieves. Does this count? I think that it does. It's a small group of people, but he is considered the ruler of that small group of people. It is a separate area that they go to. In order to get to their secret base, they travel by horseback for a while, they part some water, they go through it, and they enter this area that is completely and utterly their own. And as the leader, as the supposed king of thieves, Nazim is ruling over that area and that group of thieves. He's establishing a set of rules that they follow, that they live their lives by. And for all intents and purposes of that group, he is their king, and they label him as their king. So I think Aladdin's father legitimately is a king, the king of thieves. Well, that would make Aladdin a prince. Now I think in order for Nazim to have become the king of thieves, I think that happened at the moment of the wish. I think Genie maybe didn't realize just how far-reaching his powers would go, but at that moment, Aladdin's father ascended to the throne. Maybe a new throne, maybe he dethroned someone prior, but he became the king of thieves in that moment, making Aladdin the prince of thieves. So in that way, Genie was able to fulfill the wish that Aladdin become a prince. But you gotta take this a step further and ask yourself, is that enough for him to be able to marry Jasmine? Now this is a little deeper of a question. Genie is not required to fulfill that piece there. Aladdin didn't say, I wish for the situation to present itself that I could marry Jasmine. He didn't wish for that exact set of circumstances to come together. He specifically wished to become a prince. And he is a prince, the Prince of Thieves. But does the law allow the Prince of Thieves to marry the Sultan's daughter? Well, they do recite the law. And it says that Jasmine must be married to a prince by her next birthday. And they only have 3 days left. Well, that scene tells us the wording of that law, that she must be married to a prince. Now, we don't know if they have further in the law some definition for what constitutes a prince, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like the requirement is just that he be a prince. So if Aladdin is the Prince of Thieves, it really just comes down to the Sultan's decision as to whether that's good enough. So if he is the Prince of Thieves, he is a prince. Can he marry Princess Jasmine? Maybe. It comes down to the decision of the Sultan. Now, that said, Aladdin did fib a lot, calling himself Prince Ali Ababwa. How does name changes work in Agrabah? We don't know. So he is clearly trying to make himself out to be a different prince. But I think, with his first wish, that he wished to be a prince, I think at that moment, he actually became a prince. The Prince of Thieves. So what do you think? Do you think there's more to it that I missed? Do you think there's any evidence that maybe he's not a prince? Or maybe that isn't enough? And maybe Genie still owes Aladdin that wish? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and click here or here to watch some other videos. And until next time, thanks for watching.